Hola.
Hi, baby.
What's good?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good to
Thank
see you.
Good to see you too. I
Look
haven't seen you
nice.
all day.
I like your teeth.
Thank you. I showered and I brushed my
Did
teeth.
you?
Thank you.
Ooh.
Yes. All of the above.
Getting ready.
All right. You're going first this time.
Okay.
I'll read it.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to read it. Sorry.
No,
Okay.
I'll read it, then
All
you go.
Got it.
All right. What advice would you give your younger self about love and relationships?
Ooh. Tough question at the gate.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. What would I give my younger self? Well, before I fully answer that, I still have some growing and learning to do. That's number one.
Acknowledgement.
So, acknowledgement. There we go.
I like it.
What I would tell my younger self is to be a lot more vulnerable. It's okay to be uncomfortable. Love, like anything else, they're going to be uncomfortable situations. But if you trust the situation, you trust the person, trust yourself, and have fun with it. So that's like one part of it. Second part would be when it comes to expectations from your partner, significant other, I think the same things you demand or expect from your partner, you should actually demand and expect from yourself.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, you like that?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. If you're not secure with yourself and your situation, it's hard to demand those same things from your partner. And I think that's where a lot of conflict arises, especially with me and my younger self and my situations with the people I dated. I was always like, yo, you didn't do this and you didn't do that. I always wanted to check them, but never checked myself. And that's something where I see where those situations didn't fully pan out.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they didn't, because I never would have met you. So,
Aww.
things happen for a reason.
That's cute.
That's one of the things I would, that's my answer. I don't have anything else right now.
That's for love and relationships.
That's
so for love, you.
I would say the first part was love.
Be vulnerable.
Love, yeah, be vulnerable as possible.
And
as
for
much
relationships,
as you can.
it's the expectations part, the same expectations you set for your partner.
Yes, I'm glad how you broke that down. You figured out, yeah.
Right? Okay.
Got it. See, that's
I
what
just
we.
want to make sure. Yeah, I just want to make sure I understood you.
Yes.
That's awesome. At least for me, when it comes to love, in addition to the other things, I think something that I learned that's really important to me is that I've been lucky enough to be in love multiple times and to love many people. And I think what I learned, or the most valuable thing that I learned, was that you will date a lot of great people. That doesn't mean they're meant for you. That doesn't mean that they are meant to be your partner just because they're amazing. A lot of people stay in relationships because, oh my God, this is a great person. Why am I not into this person? And
and they simply just don't work for them.
Yeah, and if it doesn't serve you, it doesn't serve you. It's better to let them go, and for you to grow, for them to grow, than to keep forcing something that doesn't fit. I've been, like I said, been very lucky to be with a lot of wonderful people that didn't serve me. So, so keeping that in mind is really important. When you're younger, it's okay to explore. It's okay to date around. It's okay to love, but it doesn't mean that when you find love that's it. That's not the end of things if you don't feel like that's really for you. When it comes to relationships, I think the most valuable thing I can tell myself, my younger self, is that relationships are work. I know that it's cliche, but it takes work.
Everything in life is
Yeah, so it'll feel great, and then all of a sudden it's work. And it's okay if it's work.
Yeah, so to pull from what you said, or what I was getting from too, I think another piece of advice I give my younger self is don't search for something unattainable in people. And what I mean by that is don't try and look for a fairy tale relationship. Those things don't last. Those things don't exist. You said yourself, like relationships, it's not easy. It's going to be work. But if you're with somebody that you know you can build a long-term future with, you can grow with, and you guys help each other out, sometimes that comes when you want it to, sometimes it doesn't. So don't rush that. And just have faith in your ability to be a loving person, a good person. You'll attract that. And then once you guys get that, it's magic.
Yeah, I think understanding that relationships are work, but everything in life is work, and accepting that is important. But I mean, I feel like the way I've always gone into relationships is knowing that I don't want anything temporary. And it could be different for anybody else, but I know I've always wanted a life partner, somebody to spend my life with. And so I've always had that in the back of my mind, whether that's something, you know, qualities that people have, whether they're qualities that I can live with, they're qualities that I can't. I also think about the relationships that the people that I'm dating have with their friends, with their family, what their perspectives are. So I think a lot of those things come into play with the way I view relationships and how I go into them. And so when I was younger, it was more like I need a life partner. I had a goal to be married and with kids in my mid-20s, which seems so far away. And now we're in our mid-30s, and it's not crazy. It's not crazy to not be married. It's not crazy to not have kids. It's okay.
Because those are someone else's expectations, dreams, their life, the path they were on.
It's okay to just discover new love and new things later in life.
Yeah, like say for example, you know, you had parents, this crazy loving relationship that just loved each other, there's oozing love every time you saw it, and then you trying to mimic that. We're like, well, these are my, you know.
Yeah.
If you're fortunate to grow up in a household with both parents, like, well, my mom and my dad were like this, and you know, they got married at this age, and I need that. And I see so many people that try to repeat that or trying to mimic that, but it's not your life. It's not your situation.
Yeah.
Again, like I said earlier, like, know yourself. A lot of times too, we don't even know ourselves properly. So how can we go forth and make something happen if we don't even know who we are? Exactly.
Like, a lot of us don't, you know, just as kids, we didn't love ourselves. We didn't. So I think that goes hand in hand with the timeline. Like,
and it takes time. We didn't know how to properly love.
It's
Maybe
okay
we did love ourselves, but not properly. We didn't know how to love ourselves
yourself,
properly.
but you don't love all the parts. I love all the good, the bad, the ugly in myself, and that's okay. But that helps me love all of those things in you. You know?
Oh, thank you.
We're growing though.
You know, steadily, slowly but surely, but we're getting there. And I think the biggest thing is, you know, like anything, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, so it's gonna take its time. But make sure you stay the course.
Yeah.
And don't let the course run you.
Right.
And you'll be good to go.
Right.
Lead with love and light, baby.
Lead with love. That's my thing. Yeah, for real. Lead with love. Everything, lead with love. If you're gonna break up, lead with love. If you're gonna, anything, just lead with love. Lead with
good
love.
intentions.
Do to others what you want to be done.
Exactly.
To yourself.
If you demand a certain
could
thing,
never be more true with all things in life.
Like, I can't sit and like bicker about something you did, but then you turn around and say the same thing, and I'm like, oh, I get all defensive, and it's like, no, Chris, you did the same exact thing. So, don't be afraid to check yourself. Don't be afraid to let your partner check you. That's what you guys are both there for. To hold each other up. Never bring each other down. Yeah,
don't be rude. Don't cuss at each other. Don't be disrespectful to each other. Remember, we talked about that when we started dating, and not because it happened between us, but it's something that is a boundary for me. Like, I don't want to be disrespected, and I don't want us to ever cross that boundary. And we've been lucky enough to not experience that, but that's something that I'm always mindful about. It's very easy to get out of hand and say things that are hurtful when you're hurt or you're upset, but keeping that love and leading with love is super important for that reason, because you don't want to hurt the person that you want to build with and that you want to spend life with. So.
Oh, another point to add. It sounds weird, but what I would tell the younger self is, you know, don't grow up so fast. I think when we're, like you mentioned earlier, like certain ages, certain points, we want to be married, we want to have this, and we want to live this, you know, get to this
Yeah.
adult life. And then you get there and you're
And
like,
it's okay if you don't. You
Yeah.
don't have to be married. You don't have to have kids. You don't have to anything. You just have to be happy and true to yourself. And that partner is the partner that's going to be with you if that's what you choose. That's okay.
I was
All
gonna
of it
say,
is
like,
okay.
people say go with the flow. I'm like, also grow with the flow.
Yeah.
Like I said, people put timestamps on theirs that are just ridiculous. That doesn't work for them.
Yeah.
And what's going on with their situation. And I think that also puts a strain on the partner, because
Yeah.
it's like, hey, we need to be doing this by this age, and we need to be hit this, and you know, life always comes
Yeah.
at you different ways. But if you're with somebody that you know it's good, if they're good for you, you guys will be able to navigate anything together. And I'll say keep a little bit of innocence with it. And what I mean by that is continue to have fun. Don't grow too old.
Oh, have
Like,
fun.
don't rush it.
and
Yeah,
hands
enjoy
down. Yeah,
enjoy
of
each other.
course. Of course.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, that goes hand in hand with being your authentic self. We're kids. We're both kids at heart. We love to play around.
Yeah.
That's not going to change for anybody that I'm in a relationship with. And hopefully that wouldn't be for you. So we're our most authentic selves with each other, which is dope.
Yeah, you find that in somebody.
Yeah.
Love is
Yeah,
love,
we
baby.
nailed it. Great job.